Welcome back. Another episode. We are in here, Green Room Radio. Appreciate you guys checking in. If it's the first time, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button down below or wherever it's at. True, Super James and Domo checking in. And very special guest today. Lots to talk about. I feel like we had to stop our pre-conversation and get into it, so we didn't miss any good content. Michael Sartain, welcome to the show, man.
Hey, thank you.
So I think a big thing we're going to talk about is, of course, your men of action, your MOA. I know you host the Wet Republic Hot 100 here in Vegas. We try to get a lot of Vegas topics on here. I figure we start right there just because, it's a Vegas thing. It's a Vegas show.
Oh, yeah. First of all, how long have you lived in Las Vegas?
August of 2011 is when I moved here. I remember the day I got here. I moved my shit into this house, and I went to go see a Young Jeezy concert at the Pearl. I never forget that.
You look like a Young Jeezy fan.
Yeah, I love Jeezy. Yeah, that was a good time.
Where did you move from? From where?
So this is weird. So went to UT Austin. Then I got into the military. I was a DJ and a manager at a strip club for 4 years. So we're talking 2000, 2004. 04, I joined the military. But I go to Alabama for a couple months, and then I go to Randolph, which is in San Antonio. So I'm back in Austin. Basically, every weekend I'm back in Austin for another year. And then I leave to go to survival school. Then I go back to I go to Georgia, and then I'm in there for 7 years. When I retire, I leave the military from Wichita, Kansas, McConnell Air Force Base. So I go McConnell. I live in Dallas for like 4 months, and then I had made up my mind I want to be an actor, so I was going to move out to LA and try it just because I want to do something different. Went out to LA. On the way, I would go to Vegas every weekend to hang out with my friends. And then after a while, I was like, man, this is so much better than living in LA. LA is miserable. Anybody who does it, anyone who tells you that Los Angeles isn't miserable either has $50 million or they're just lying to themselves. If they spent 1 year in Vegas, they would not go live in Los Angeles.
Not go home. Everyone's buying houses here.
Out there.
But not living there.
But I know exactly what you're talking about.
Like if I go to Babes in Toyland, Maxim, Ignite Party, it's incredible. The Playboy Mansion, incredible. That's one night. Right. If I have to live there and get stuck on the 405, man, I want to kill me. I got through so many audiobooks stuck in traffic while I was living there, man. It was terrible.
At least you were using your time wisely.
Oh, for sure, man. Yeah. So that's it. I moved out, and then I just Vegas just kept calling me, and then I just moved to Vegas permanently, and I started working for a financial firm back then, and then I started hosting all these events. But I did it because it was one of these situations where if I was going to go out, I wanted to have a reason to be out. I didn't want to go out and just be a guy observing. I actually wanted to have a microphone in my hand or be a recruiter or promote it somehow. And social media was new. Remember, this is 2012. I remember the day Instagram came out. We put it on our phones.
When did Instagram come out?
2012.
2012. Okay.
Yeah. And I think the purchase by Meta was 2014, I think, somewhere around there. But yeah, so I remember when we started doing that, and it was just when I wasn't even getting paid for it. I was hosting bikini competitions. I hosted a bikini competition with Crystal Hefner in 2015, 2016. I think that was it. Yeah. And then I started hosting the Maxim party, and then once I hit Babes in Toyland, that was it. Everything took off. How'd you
get into that circle to being fresh to Vegas, or was it from previous contacts doing everything?
No, I just went out all the time, and I got involved with a promotions group, and they started throwing some events, and it was one of these things where I was really good at. This is the thing. If anybody's listening to this as a promoter, like Vegas promoter, LA promoter, I'm very good at promoting things without coming off as a promoter. If you guys want a great example, look at Randy Foster, look at David Haddon. Those are two guys that are promoters in Las Vegas.
Love Randy.
Yeah, but Randy is the cool guy you hang out with the club. He doesn't look like a club promoter. He doesn't beat you over the head with his club promoter stuff. So it's one of these things where it's we're going out for a girl's birthday or a charity event or a bikini competition or it's a costume party or something like that. It's not come to my table and fuck my client, here's some cocaine type shit. That's not which is what most promoters and hosts, not to say they all do that, but that's the vibe that girls get. Girls here, if I go to a girl who lives here and I'm like, hey, do you want to come to a comp dinner at SDK? She's like, fuck no. I've been to 40 of them.
Yeah. That's what I feel like. I used to hear that all the fucking time.
What do I need? What do I fucking need you for to get a comp? That's it. A girl who just comes here, first time here, the first year she's here, for sure, you can get those girls to go out with you all the time. You're not offering value by doing these things, but I do an animal rescue charity. I do one in Vegas and one in Los Angeles. We just did one last Friday. I think we raised about $83,000 for homeless animals. I invited a bunch of Instagram models to that, and I said, we got free food and drink. That's about it. Will you come? Not only did they show up in dresses, they spent money on the animals. That's what I offer. So I decided, what if I tried to do it that way instead of just trying to treat women like cattle? And it worked. That's it. That was my main hypothesis. The other thing is working at a strip club. I got to be honest with you. I used to, be captain of my football team. I was a military officer. I loved the shit talking in the locker room. Man, I love that shit so much. I miss it, to be honest with you. I love the drama and the shit talk. I liked it. And so a lot of times, I have, some female friends that like, I listen to the shit. I love it, man. I was
telling, it was funny. So from traveling the world, I would tell, I had told Domo here just how, I was in a strip club every day.
Yeah.
But I'm not a strip club type of guy. Like, I don't do dances, none of that shit. And she'd be like, well, why are you there then? And I was like, well, I said, it's the best form of fucking entertainment. These bitches are batshit crazy, and I love it.
Yeah,
like, I love, some of them are crazy, some of them are intelligent as fuck. But I'm like, but you get the best. You're going to get the real deal story of what the fuck's going on.
One girl, she was like selling coke to the other girls in the strip club, and she put the cocaine in Finding Nemo DVD. I had to take a bolt cutter and cut the lock off the locker.
Shit.
I go in there and I find, hey, what is it, Finding Nemo? We ain't watching shit, just cocaine in there. And I'm like, yeah, this was entertaining. I really enjoyed that. I just told her to go home. I wasn't even mad. I was like, that's actually kind of creative to do it. Like,
so did you do the strip club voice when you had announced the girls?
So yes.
he almost did. He was like,
and it never turned off.
I was about to say, so she goes by Onyx. So I was about to say, can you introduce Onyx as next up on stage?
She's finishing her PhD in quantum mechanics. Ladies and gentlemen, if you ain't tipping, you must be tripping. Come up here and tip Onyx. Onyx, stage number 1.
There it is.
Is that how you got good at
third call for Onyx. Where is Onyx? Still waiting for Onyx.
She's watching Finding Nemo.
Stage 1. Onyx. You guys want to know terrible? Listen, I'm gonna get statute of limitations is over. We're over Iraq. We're flying a KC-135 mission. And we would fly these long ass missions, profiles like 10 hours sometimes. And we were over there. We have this thing called Tanker Common, which just tanker pilots can hear, or tanker crews can hear. ATC can't hear us. The fighters can't hear us. Nobody. And I would go on there and I would start doing strip club voice announcing.
Oh God!
There's maybe six KC-135s either on alert or like in the air, and they're just like, listen to me. They don't know who it's coming from though. They don't know because I'm the nav. They don't know my voice, and so I'm sitting there I'm like telling jokes and doing strip club stuff. That was pretty funny.
Hey, were you the guy sending those pictures to that Southwest pilot?
Southwest.
What are they called?
The pilot. He's like, I'm gonna stop this plane if somebody won't stop sending me nudes.
They were airdropping. They were airdropping.
You just hit deny. Yeah.
But I'm like, they must have been horrible nudes if the guy was going to turn the plane around.
When I went to Tampa last week, I like literally just got to my gate and then I got an airdrop and it said, "This is your dad." Like, that was the phone. I was like, that's creepy.
Yeah, no, I've definitely done when we were leaving Cancun for Swimsuit USA's World Championship. We're leaving Playa de Carmen. We're at the airport, and me and this girl, we just start because you have to change the name of your computer. You don't want your real name on there. And we just start sending horrific like nudes and porn to different people. And we just like looking around for like families,
like waiting for them to look at it.
Hey, listen, I'm guilty of it. Whatever, but it wasn't in the U.S., so you can't get me.
Did you ever get in trouble for that on the planes?
No, nothing. No, they didn't care, man. It was really weird being in an airplane with 3 guys who were brave as shit, really fucking smart, squared away, and all 3 of them married the first guy that they ever had sex with.
Oh.
And I was not in that category.
Oh wait, they were men.
Yeah, these 3. No, they met the first. I'm sorry, the first woman they ever had sex.
Oh, okay. I was like, whoa, that was like,
did they get rid of the don't ask, don't tell?
Yeah, let's cut that part out. Yeah. So my three crewmates, my first time,
man.
Like I think one of them had been with like one girl in college, and the other 2 had the first girls they ever had sex with. They married. And I was just like, and then I was like, hey man, that sounds awesome. That's great. And then they go to, hey, what about you, Sartain? And I was like, I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. We're not talking about this right now at all. So it was just like, it was one of these situations where like my reality, these guys all went to the Air Force Academy and I was a strip club DJ. And I was flying in a fucking airplane over Iraq, and like there was no corollary. Like no one came from a background like me. No, in fact, there were hardly any Texas Longhorns in the military. Just nothing but Aggies. I was just like ducking and dodging Aggies all the time to A&M University, and it was a weird situation. But I always respected the fact that these guys made a decision to get married when they were early, and hopefully they're happy. Although when I see them, a lot of times they're not. So it just, I don't know, man. But that was a really interesting dichotomy. I'm glad I went through that. Otherwise, I would have just probably been a
how long were you?
I'm actually a military brat.
Are you?
My both of my parents were in the Air Force, and my mom's a senior master sergeant.
Okay, right now she's an E9 right now.
And you're out of San Antonio.
She's
Yeah,
the
did
E8.
you train at Lackland Air Force?
No, so I was an officer. So your Lackland was where you go through to be enlisted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was that?
Big.
What pulled you from the strip club to the Air Force?
9/11. I watched 9/11 happen. I watched a replay while I went.
Where were you at when 9/11 happened? You remember?
I was asleep. Remember, I'm on the East Coast. I'm in Las Vegas. Or no, I'm in Austin. I'm in Austin. So that's 9 a.m. So it was.
What year was that?
01. So it's 7 o'clock in the morning when it happens there. We don't see it on the national news till a little while later. So probably 9 a.m. my time. I don't get to work till 11. So I get to work, and then I see the first tower come down. Then I see the second tower, and I'm like, oh man, this is for real. We almost closed down the place, and I remember thinking like, I don't know if you guys know this. There was a B-52 that crashed into the Empire State Building back in the 1950s. So like something like this had happened before a long time ago.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I was like, okay, maybe this is an accident, whatever. And then it was like, then we understood it was an act of terror. And I knew who Osama bin Laden was because I had kept up with some of the stuff. He was responsible for the bombing of the World Trade Center previously. And then it was one of these things where I had one frat brother who joined the Marine Corps and was an EA-6B pilot, or EA-6B navigator. And then I had another frat brother who became a KC-135. Oh, no, it was a C-130 pilot for the Navy. So I went into the Marine Corps and I was going to try to be an officer there. And they were like, we don't have any spots. Everyone was signing up. So I ended up joining the Air Force as a navigator. I was going to be an intel officer, and then they just made me a
navigator. So did you like the military?
It was great. Absolutely terrific. I highly recommend for a lot of people who are like that
are working in strip clubs as a DJ.
Yeah. So like
Most of them are like 65 though.
Yeah. You need structure in your life. Like one of these people, you just know, like highly intelligent, but you just can't get structure in your life for any reason whatsoever. I definitely recommend you join. But it's not. Again, if you have. Like right now, I run a 7-figure business. Like that was not something I probably could have done back then. I don't think I had the discipline to. After I joined the military, definitely is something that I can do now. So, definitely. When I go back and I think about the lessons I learned, because here's the thing: when I get out and I'm in Vegas, people don't show up on time. People don't. They're always getting. I was a navigator. I don't get lost. People.
I'm just trying to imagine you organizing these 50 or 100 girls on a night.
It's the same thing. No, you got the point. If you ever seen my videos, I got all the hands in the middle, like 1, 2, 3, break. 1, 2, 3, Playboy, and we all run in. And like I treat it like when I played football or when I was in the military, I treat it exactly the same. Like it's the same voice, I'm the same commands, whatever. And I think people like the fact that I'm not sugarcoating anything with them, and I'm being very honest. My Men of Action mentoring group, the coaching program I have, I yell at them a lot. I post videos of me yelling at them.
That was a question. So that's not just for guys. You also do that for women too?
So women get to do it for free. But the problem is if women want to do it for free, there's 11 girls in it right now. You have to be willing to show up, and it's hard.
So I got to get this out real quick. When I was going through, I was trying to look. So I actually signed up and I picked a time at 5. And all I keep hearing is, I remember you're like, if you miss that time, you're out for life. Yeah. So I'm like, hey, I was figuring it out. Yeah. We're going to pick a different time. But no, he kept saying, he's like, if you miss that time, I'll never fuck with you. Basically.
Yeah. So it's called a goodbye. We had a goodbye. So I have videos through the whole thing. My whole sales process eventually, because, we did our first $1 million in 10 months, I'm going to teach what we did. Then my first product was MOA. My second product, MOA Advanced. Then my third product, we're probably just going to teach what we did to build this company. We're about halfway to 8 figures. So that's the goal. That's always been the goal.
How come the girls are free?
Because unfortunately, 99% of self-help is men. And I don't like that. And I also don't like the echo chambers that happen when you have a bunch of men together and they start saying shit that they wouldn't say in front of women. So I like to have women on the calls.
Keep them accountable.
Yes. I also have...
I said that to you. That's something I heard, that when you said that, like if you can't say it in front of
Can't say it in front of women, then don't say it. So the other thing is... there was one of the girls who's in my program. She hasn't been on in a while, but I consider her one of the coaches because she's on so many calls. Basically, the girls, they have access to the program, but most of them just come on the calls and we talk for hours, right? They ask me questions, whatever. One of the girls, she came on and she talked about being sexually assaulted and kidnapped in Mexico. And the guy she was dating, who I met, and if I ever see this motherfucker again, it's going to be the last time. He peed on her, beat her up, broke her ribs, and then told the cops she was a prostitute. So they put her in jail for 3 weeks until the embassy finally got her and got her out of there. She told us the story.
What country was that?
Whoa.
Mexico.
Oh, Mexico.
They tell the story to my clients, and I told my clients, if any of you don't feel anything for her, You don't feel any pity or empathy for her, get the fuck out of my program. You're a psychopath. I don't want you in my program. I told him that straight up. I was like, I have no patience for people like that. If you don't want to beat the shit out of this dude, if you ever seen him, I don't want you in my program. I have no use for you. There's no way I can help you. So I try to weed out the psychopaths. One of the things, like the pickup seduction red pill community, there's a lot of great guys. Most guys in there are great, but there's a lot of really creepy autistic dudes that climb into that whole society, and they kind of screw it up for everybody else, and then they go and they make horrible posts, or they punch women, or they do something crazy that's misogynistic. And my whole thing is like, we just can't have an echo chamber. I just do not want to move so far in one direction that I would not say these things in front of women. So I'm going to be, I'd like to tell people, I read Margaret Atwell and I read Ayn Rand. I'm on both extremes. I will expose myself to both extremes. And I'm going to have, my friend, I have a couple friends that are hardcore feminists that are coming on, and I'm going to have Andrew Tate on. And I should be able to have a discussion with all of them without making things personal. That's the point. That's why I want my podcast to be. And that's what I try to teach my clients to be like, just look at things objectively, use the scientific method. Do not sit there and try to think things are the way they are just because they feel a certain kind of way. We as men, we just don't really have the right to have feelings. I mean, I'm not saying we obviously have feelings, but like, we don't make millions of dollars because of our feelings. We don't get six-pack abs because of our feelings. We got to go do shit. That's the only chance we got. Women the same way too, but like a lot of times women can be so beautiful that they don't really have to abide by the same rules that we do. Yeah. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
So that's the issue, and that's one of the things I teach these guys. You're not special. You're not. I know some women that are so beautiful, they might as well just be special. Like that, nobody's gonna ever tell them no. Like if Lindsay Palis walked in here right now, she's so beautiful. Like if you met, she's one of my good. I love Lindsay Palis. If she walked in right now, you would not believe she was a human. She's so fucking pretty, and she would sit there and you would talk, and like everyone's behavior would change. Everybody would sit up. You would just see women see me stand next to her and want to go out with me. It's crazy. And so you understand, like, there's nothing that I have as a man that's going to, unless I was LeBron James, there's nothing that I have as a man that's going to be like that. So I got to work for it. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what, I mean, kind of touched on it, but it just in a general description, what is the goal of the program? What did you build it for?
I built it because I saw a niche that was missing. So self-help does not have a leadership component to it. So self-help in general. So we're talking Grant Cardone, Tony Robbins, everybody. I don't see much of a leadership accountability component to it, except for Jocko Willink. He definitely does it. And then from the, I also don't see a scientific component from it. I don't see where they're using data from evolutionary psychologists in order to explain why certain things work and don't work. So I inculcated the leadership component, and I inculcated the scientific component. Then from the dating, seduction community, all those dudes, I didn't see any, they have no ability to communicate with women at all. In fact, they're afraid of them. This is why the whole community exists in the first place. Yeah. And so I was like, what can we do? Like there's this thing in psychology, it's called mate copying strategy, which is this idea that if you took a two gender species and you surrounded the males with females, the males that had females around them would get selected by other females. This is like the Hugh Hefner, Dan Bilzerian kind of belief system, right?
Yeah.
And it works. I've tried it. I got news for you.
That's why I got you here. I was like, man, I see this. I want to be by this guy.
It works with men. It works with men and works with women. So the thing is, like, you understand that concept. So the term we use, the colloquialism, is called pre-selection. So I felt like the seduction community wasn't teaching pre-selection. They weren't teaching leadership either. So I found this hole in both of these communities, and I merged them together, if that makes any sense. The program, first one is high status networking. Then it goes leadership, entrepreneurship, and mindset. The second course is social networking, so we go over fixing your social media. Then it goes event planning, it goes evolutionary psychology studies, then it goes
what do you mean by fixing your social media?
So most, again, as men, the idea that we're just going to be special and get, like, girls are going to notice us is the number one dating app in the world is Instagram. Okay. It is. You don't need 10,000 followers or even 5,000 followers or anything like that, but you can't have weird photos of you on your Instagram. And almost everyone who's listening to this, you have the fucking weird photos. You have the Tinder photo, but you have 17 copies of it. It's like right up on your fucking face, but there's a dog in the background. And then they're right up on your face, but there's a beach in the background. It's like, bro, we know what your face looks like. Get one or two good photos of your face, and then I want to see you skydiving. Get 1 or 2 good photos of your face, and then I want to see you at the winery fields in Northern California. 1 or 2 good photos of your face, then go to that Valley of Fire. 1 or 2 good photos of your face, and then I want to see you at the Grand Canyon. 1 or 2 good photos of your face, then show me you at the Shays de Lee. 1 or 2 good photos of your face, then show me in Washington D.C. or the Leaning Tower of Pisa, or show me that you can travel somewhere or do something cool.
Weird in the mirror.
The weird in the middle selfie. But hold on. But like as a woman, like what does it do for you to see a picture of a dude with his buddies wearing flannel shirts at a fucking college football game, some shitty out of focus photo where there's like a dog and they're barbecuing? Like, I understand that you are trying to show off your boys. That's what Facebook's for. That is not what Instagram is for. I got bad news for everybody. This is going to come off as incredibly shallow. Rule number 4 in Men of Action: social media is fake, and I'm okay with that. Social media is fake. Say it to yourself if you need to. Social media is fake, and I'm okay with that.
I'm okay with
because
that.
The money's real. Social media is fake, and I'm okay with that because the world is fake, or the world isn't fair, and I'm okay with that. You guys need to understand, everyone is on social media showing the best parts of their life, and if you think that you're going to go get by without doing the same thing, you're going to notice that the disadvantage you have in dating becomes a greater and greater and greater disadvantage every year. So just consider, I'm 45. 1985, let's say I go to a nightclub. Let's say I go to Studio 54 in New York. And when I go there, at the end of the night, I pull up and valet pulls up my Mustang. The guy comes out after me, valet pulls up his Lamborghini. He's got, let's just say, a 20% advantage over me because he's got the Lamborghini versus my Mustang. You with me? Mm-hmm. But it's 1.20. Now, if we took that same Lamborghini versus the Mustang and we put it on Instagram, it's 1.20 times X. The advantage he has over me is now exponential. And the advantage that he has over you is the regular guy versus Dan Bilzerian. That's what it looks like now. Do you understand what I'm saying? Dan Bilzerian is actually like, he wasn't trying to have this much of an advantage. He just ended up that way because social media, what it does is it's not arithmetic, it's geometric, the amount of advantage that you have. So that what happened with social media is it didn't make it easier for guys to meet girls. It made it easier for guys that had the advantage to meet more girls. So if you had the 6-pack abs, you were really stunting on the guys who didn't. And if you had the Lambo, you were really stunting on the guys who didn't. And if you had all the money, you see rappers showing all this money, like it looks so fucking tacky, but it works. But it's so, why? Because rule number 4, social media is fake, and I'm okay with that. So that's the thing. I'm not telling you guys to do all these things. What I'm saying is you need at least a passable. You guys remember on Madden, you had all the different attributes, the speed, awareness, agility, all that shit. You need at least an 80 overall on your Instagram. You can't look like you're gonna fucking throw her in a van and traffic her. You have to look somewhat like she can feel comfortable. I got news for you, all of you. Instagram is to show some level of status and attractiveness, period. If you are using it to communicate with grandma, that's what Facebook is for. Stop using Instagram for that. Okay? If you're sitting there trying to show off cool videos, you can do that on TikTok and on Instagram. You're not going to throw a party though off TikTok. TikTok, you try to throw a party off TikTok. Try to message a bunch of girls on TikTok. Tell me how that works for you. Yeah. It's Instagram. It's still Instagram. Instagram is there to make you. I know people. I got a job working at a hedge fund because of Instagram and my Twitter. I've got MOA because of Instagram. I get invited to the Playboy Mansion because of Instagram. Instagram is I'm telling you guys, it's like it's not everything, but if you're a lawyer, you have an office that you go to every day. Imagine going to someone's office and there ain't no couch, or the couch is missing 2 legs, and there's no wall, and there's no like you're sitting on concrete. That's what it looks like when your Instagram is shitty. When it's this blurry picture of you with your shirt off and like looking all flabby and shit. Like, what are you doing? I don't understand. Like, how you can. This is what I'm talking about before. As a man empathizing with a woman, looking at your IG, thinking that anyone would be attracted to you is fucking delusional. So just make it. It's just 6 photos.
So do you ever take somebody and have their page and you're like, we got to get rid of
That's
this one?
all I do. That's half of my calls. I'll have girls on with 4 or 5 million followers just grilling these guys like, what the fuck is this? I don't need you with 2 Bugattis with a fucking $195,000 Paddock. That is not what I'm telling you. I'm telling you to look in shape, wear clothes that fit, look just somewhat like. The term we use is access to scarce resources. Just show some of that, right? So, like I said before, that is the basis upon if we were talking about dating. If we're talking about networking, as far as other things, we can talk about LinkedIn or Facebook. Like for instance, for most professionals or people like do real estate or architecture or people who do accounting, it's going to be less on Instagram and more on other platforms. But there's other people, like I have these guys who do debt reconsolidation. I've got several accountants. I've got 3 F-18 pilots, and I've got a couple of guys who are Ivy League professors in my course. And I show them on TikTok, like professors who are making funny TikToks, or police officers who are making funny TikToks, or oh man, there's some funny ass accountants. You would never think this. These guys are hilarious, or funny ass real estate agents. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You guys know who Stephen Lau is? Credit. He fixes your credit. Go look at his IG. He's got blowtorches and shotguns, and he's like feeding credit cards to porn stars. On it. Like, look at this motherfucker fixing my credit. Nobody cares about that. Like it goes back to what I said when we were off the air. Yeah. Nobody cares about what you're doing as long as you. Again, Logan Paul goes into the woods. He sees a suicided body, a dead body. He films it clearly for the clout. He gets canceled. Then he does one fight with KSI, and he's uncanceled. And now he's probably the biggest male influencer in the world now because of this thing he did. Wait, I thought we canceled him because he went into a forest with a dead body. Oh no, we didn't cancel him because we don't care about anything. People are still making TikTok videos with OJ Simpson while we're talking right now, and you think that you're worried about getting canceled. So that's the thing. People need to be less afraid to post on social media, and they need to make sure they collate it. They cull it so where it looks good. Does that make sense? And by the way, I have no problem if people want to use FaceApp. You want to know why? Because every girl you're dating is using it. Why don't you use it? I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now, I would use it. I know girls that are stunning and still use FaceApp. They all use FaceApp. So that's my thing. Social media is fake, and I'm okay with that. The reason why people take that offensive is because they think they're giving themselves on social media. Stop that. Stop that. All of you from right now, say this to yourself. I am a social media producer. I'm not a social media consumer. I'm a social media producer. I'm not a social media consumer. I don't go to ever see people who get into a bad breakup and they start complaining about their ex on social media? Like, I'm not God. Why are you writing this to me? I'm not the church.
No one gives a shit. No one reading that does.
Like, why do you really think, like, fellas, if you're listening to this right now and you're writing about how your girl cheated on you, every girl who's writing this thinks that you're terrible and bad and have a micro penis. Stop writing that shit. Stop. It's so crazy. Like, stop praying. Like, social media is not God. It's like not someone you pray to for like emotional assistance. You do not receive emotional validation from social media. You produce so that you can either get what you want to get, dating wise, social wise, networking wise, business wise, money wise. That's what you use social media for. Social media is fake, and I'm okay with that. Stop letting that poison drip into your brain, and you sit there and you're flipping all day. And next thing you know, you're feeling FOMO because you think you're fat, or you're feeling FOMO because you think you're poor. Stop that shit. That is not what it's for. You're a social media producer. You are from this point forward, all you listen to this, you are a social media producer. You are no longer a social media consumer. That's what I'm telling you. But the idea that you're going to get by like this, can you imagine a podcast right now only posting on Apple Podcasts, having no Instagram, no Twitter, no fucking YouTube? Can you imagine the epic failure? I can't imagine it because no one would see your podcast. You get 2 downloads. All of my impressions, I'll tell you right now, I probably get 400,000 impressions every month on YouTube and 2.5 million on Instagram for the same podcast. Nobody gives a shit, man. And here's the other thing I'll tell you. I thought when I started a podcast that my social media was going to promote my podcast. It is completely the opposite. Mm-hmm. My podcast promotes my social media. My podcast, people take these little clips, and then I have affiliates now who work for me. By the way, shout out if you guys want to be an affiliate for MOA. You make 10% for every sale. These guys will make these accounts, and these accounts will they'll sell my program, but they'll take clips from my YouTube. They'll take clips from my podcast, and they'll post hundreds of them all over the place. And they're taking these clips, and people are watching these clips 50x more than they're actually watching my 2-hour podcast. It's crazy how many people come to me. They're like, I love your podcast. I'm like, oh, cool. Which episode did you watch? Oh, no, I didn't watch the episode. I just watched a clip on your IG. But I'd say 91% of people who watch.
That's what I did.
They just watch my clips. They just scroll through my clips. That's fine. You want to know why? Because, say it with me, social media is fake, but the money's real. I don't give a shit. That's the thing you all have to understand. This idea that authenticity will bring you success. It's really funny for Gary Vee to say that when Gary Vee has 10 million followers on Instagram. It's cool for Gary. I'm not saying Gary Vee's wrong. I'm saying Gary Vee doesn't know what it's like out here in these streets anymore because Gary Vee has 10 million followers on Instagram. For the rest of you, I need you guys to understand there's these things that go on social media that look fake or disingenuine. You need to be doing those things. If that's, again, when we found out that Armstrong, what's his name? Cheating in the racing, Tour de France.
Lance Armstrong.
When we found out Lance Armstrong was cheating, what did we find out about the other 12 people behind him? What did we find out about them, guys? They were also cheating. Oh, so everyone was using FaceApp. Everyone was lying on. So, okay. So, but you think you're going to be authentic and you're going to get that 7-figure business? I got bad news for you. That's the world that we live in. So we can accept it. It's the same thing. We have the same discussion about male-female nature and like, oh, well, women don't find themselves accountable, or girls like tall guys or rich guy, whatever. And I'm like, okay, that's fine. I'm not going to be mad at women. It's 300,000 years of Homo sapien evolution. I'm going to accept that that's the way that it is. And then I'm going to go with that flow. I'm going to accept that social media is fake, and I'm going to go with that flow. You are never going to change female nature. You're never going to change social media. You're never going to change the fact that people want sexual selection and higher status. So use it to your benefit and make money. That's the only thing I'm saying. Stop trying to fight it. You just understand that that's the way the world is. That realization, that acceptance, that's how people become billionaires. That is how actual people become billionaires. Amazon is not there to help you. Amazon says one click, one click, one click, one click, money, swipe, click, there's like, here's my money. Click, one button. Oh, this thing I want, instant gratification. You think Amazon is built like that on accident? No. Amazon is built to take advantage of your baser needs for instant gratification. That's why Instagram is so popular. I'm not Instagram, sorry, Amazon. That's why Amazon is so popular. So to understand, that's what Instagram is too. I'm not saying don't use Amazon. I'm saying don't be fooled, and understand when you're being sold something. That's all I'm saying. Understand Democrat and Republican. I'm sorry, I'm going on a tangent here.
But like, good.
Like Democrat and Republican. You guys remember when the Ultimate Warrior came down and Hulk Hogan was in the ring and everyone was cheering? Some people were cheering for Ultimate Warrior, some people were cheering for Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
These motherfuckers went out and probably swapped wives afterwards. They're homies. They're friends. You believe that they actually hated each other. I can almost guarantee you they bought steroids from the same dude. Yeah. Are you kidding me? They're friends. You really think that Conor McGregor and what's his name? Floyd Mayweather hate each other? You're a fool if you think they hate each other. They love the shit out of each other. They made so much money for each other. Yeah. Now, you actually think that Donald Trump, who was a Democrat 10 years ago, really hates Hillary Clinton? Man, they send their kids to the same schools. They do the same. You guys have been sold this Democrat Republican. You're just watching the Ultimate Warrior versus Hulk Hogan, but you think it's real. None of that shit is real. All I'm saying is, I'm not saying don't vote. I'm not saying anything.
Hey, that's what I told her. Something that's really odd is I don't watch TV, and so like when all this stuff started coming up, I told her, I was like, I don't even know what Republican and Democrat is. I'm like, this is like a civil war going on in our own country. I didn't even know what the fuck it was.
Let me tell you what happened. John Republican and Jim Democrat are fighting in the streets with knives, and we're all watching while the bank behind us is being robbed. That's what's happening. That's what's actually happening. You were sitting there Democrat trying to fight Republicans, Republican trying to fight Democrats, instead of being an American citizen trying to fight a system that is trying to extract money from you through inflation. But you're not paying attention to that because you're so sure that your side is right and the other side is wrong. Man, I'm saying unplug from the matrix. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Was the Tiger King real?
Huh?
Was the Tiger King real?
I mean, part of it. I mean, it was real. Like, it really happened. I know. Masha Didak, who was on my podcast, she was the nanny. She was the sexy nanny at the end. Yeah, so she told me, that was fake. All that was fake.
I just said, like, when we were talking about it, I asked everybody, I said, you remember the first distraction during the pandemic, right? It was Tiger King.
Yeah.
It was like,
the second one was The Last Dance. Still thought was fantastic.
And the fact that it was done off of Michael Jordan and Garth Brooks. Bro, remember they did it at the same time.
Yeah, I can't believe that. I'm sorry. I auctioned off a Scottie Pippen basketball the other day. He wrote a book basically denouncing everything about that and saying that he was more important to the Bulls. And I'm like, you want to talk about delusional? That's kind of the situation. I love the book though. But yeah, man, I love it's okay to watch the drama. Don't be in the drama, and don't believe the drama. Don't believe that Logan Paul and KSI hate each other. Don't be that person who believes this bullshit. Don't believe that. Just come on, man. I don't think that Kanye does or doesn't believe in White Lives Matter. I know Kanye made that shirt to piss you off. That is the only reason.
Stay in the media.
He made that shirt. Kanye doesn't give a shit about that. Kanye did it because he knew he was going to lead you in one direction and then turn the other way. That's the only thing he did. Don't believe that Kanye was like, this is some deep political. You're being fooled. Unplug from the matrix. Don't believe that Kyrie Irving was taking a stand against the COVID vaccine and that's the reason why he missed all those. No, Kyrie Irving thinks that he's Martin Luther King. The man is delusional.
Yeah, what about when the NBA, earth is flat? That when the NBA did all that, had all the people putting the Bible verses on their jersey.
Oh, I don't know. I don't remember that.
Oh, it was during the George Floyd thing.
Oh, yeah.
And then the NBA got on the Black Lives Matter, and then they let all the basketball players, they were putting like church verses.
Well, some of them, they were putting other things like freedom. They were putting all kinds of names on there. By the way, let's make a distinction because this gets really confusing. There is Black Lives Matter, the movement, Black Lives Matter, the organization. The organization is corrupt as a motherfucker. The organization was embezzling from people. The movement is a movement. It doesn't have a leader. It was just like, hey, listen, we saw what happened to George Floyd and we just wanted a term to.
Do you think that really happened?
What?
The George Floyd thing? Or
Of course. Yeah. I mean, there's multiple witnesses. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, the dude was dead. Yeah. I mean, I know several people. I don't know them personally, but I've heard several eyewitnesses. I know that the guys from Up in Smoke, Stephen Jackson, knew George Floyd personally because they're both from Port Arthur, Texas. So I mean, I don't think that thing was.
Yeah, well, I didn't know because I'm just like, would they really on the news like actually show an execution like that? That's the only thing that made me wonder. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think they would because it was good for the news. I mean, the news took
how
off.
come they didn't show Bin Laden?
What do you mean when they killed him?
Yeah,
because
so they
showed. There's a bunch of other reasons why they didn't show him Bin Laden. You should read The Operator by Robert O'Neill. So he's the guy who says that he killed Bin Laden.
I like how you said he's the guy who said. We
didn't see it. I know. I think they killed Bin Laden 100%.
Hey, remember I just said that?
Yeah.
Well, I was saying because I keep seeing that guy going on podcasts, and I'm like, I don't think he even killed Bin Laden because I thought as a SEAL you're not even allowed to say anything.
So what happened? So what happened is that I think it's Marcus Luttrell was kind of the first one who did it, and then there was a couple others. There's so many SEALs writing books now. It's just kind of the thing to do, and then once they do, like the rest of the SEAL community kind of turns on them. Same thing with David Goggins or whatever. I mean, as long as it's not top secret clearance and you're not putting anybody in danger, I really don't mind. I love the fact that I got to get a look inside of SEAL training. I enjoyed Robert O'Neill's book. I enjoyed Marcus Luttrell's book, and I love David Goggins' book. I would love to meet that man someday.
Yeah. But
the thing is, the thing I'm trying to say is, generally I believe more than I don't believe when it comes to something like that, because the number of people that would have had to lie is the problem. There's a reason why. Ready? Here we go. You're ready about to make the stream pot? We did land on the moon in 1969. You know how I know? Because there were 400,000 people working on it. That's the reason why I know. That's the reason, because there's actually a retroreflector on the moon right after 1969. If you shot a beam up to the moon before 1969, you would get an attenuated beam back. If you shined it up after 1969, you would get a laser back because there was a retroreflector right there in the Sea of Tranquility that Neil Armstrong put up there. That's how I know. That makes people angry when you say that shit. Oh, what about the Van Allen belt?
So you're saying there's too many people involved in the whole Bin Laden thing for it to be fake.
That's exactly right.
There's like 10 people that know about it.
But it's not that. It's like Occam's razor. There's a 15th century monk named William of Ockham. You should look him up. His whole belief was, if I have two options, the one that requires the least number of assumptions is most likely correct. Okay, so is it more likely that 600,000 people were in on this? I said 400. This is 600,000 people that were in on this deception. And it's like we lied to all of them, and that I'm supposed to believe that all 18 men who went up there, crossed the Van Allen belt and went to the moon, all of them who were U.S. military officers, all of them lied. None of them came forward later. Okay, that's fine. If you think that the higher percentage chances that's what's happening, but yet I can just work out the physics because I can read Principia by Isaac Newton and I can figure out how to get to the moon. It's not that hard. You just get 11 miles per second. I believe that that's what we did. So you ask yourself, is it easier to go to the moon or to fake a moon landing? It's harder to fake a moon landing than it was to go to the moon. I'm telling you, it is. The moon doesn't even have the moon has like a low escape velocity. It has no environment. It's actually not that hard.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. But why do people want to go there? Like, what do they do there?
The moon? We just want to beat the Russians. See, this is the thing. We don't have that. we don't have that anymore because Russia. I'll say it again. Ready? We're ready to make the stream pop. Russia's a joke. Russia couldn't beat Ukraine. That's like Alabama couldn't beat fucking Little Sisters of the Poor. Russia is supposed to whoop Ukraine's ass and couldn't do it. Russia is sitting there stepping on their dicks. I will say it out loud. I know some people are going to be angry with it. Russia looks like a failure right now because they weren't able to take over. I'm not saying they should have, but like that's what happened. We used to be very afraid of them. They had a military military equivalent to ours, and they said we're going to the moon. We're like, okay, well we're going to go to the moon first. That's the reason why we went. And then once we went to the moon and we went there 5 more times, then Bill came on Richard Nixon's desk and say, President Nixon, are we going to Mars? Or are we going to do the SDS program? And he looked at how much it costs and he said, we're going to make this space shuttle program. And that's what happened. That's essentially what happened. I think 1970, I can't remember what year it was. The last Apollo mission was 72 or something like that. I know you guys didn't come on here, but I have a background in astronomy. That's why I talk about this.
I was just going to say, like, that's a lot of info.
But the point is this. The reason why I always bring this up is that you will notice the people who lean heavy into conspiracies, there's excuses for why everything in their life went wrong. I don't believe that there are reptiles that live below Antarctica that are secretly controlling our government. Okay, there's so many people who believe that shit, right? Or believe that the Nazis had their own fucking space program in the 1940s. There's people who believe this, and my point is, let's say I'm completely wrong and all the stuff I'm saying is wrong. Are you successful? Are you dating the woman of your dreams? Do you have the physique you've always wanted? Are you making the income you always wanted? So this conspiracy is more important to you than yourself. That's what's happening.
I knew ancient aliens was lying to me.
Yeah, I mean, I'm saying that stuff is entertaining, but like the problem is at some point the rubber meets the road, and like I would like to be successful more than I would like to try to prove to people that Oswald killed Kennedy. That kind of crazy shit. So that's one of the things I go off on my podcast. The funny thing is So I did a flat Earth debate with these guys for 3.5 hours, and I'll say it right now. I answered every single one of their challenges for 3.5 hours. And they were so upset about it that it got 2,000 comments, and all of them are personal attacks against me. And when I go on when I have you guys on, or if you guys post this on YouTube, you're gonna get flat earthers commenting because they follow me. They're obsessed with me. They follow me around to other places because they need to try to do everything they can to discredit me personally because I used to be in the military or whatever. Because I answered, me is dangerous. Most times people just I'll make a video, you make a video. No, I live debated them for 3.5 hours. I had answers for everything. They were not happy about that shit. They were not, bro.
You had that up on your channel?
Yeah, look it up.
I definitely got to see that.
Hey, so if the Earth is round though, how do the people on the bottom? How do they not fall off?
It's gravity. Gravity goes to the center of mass. It's like,
okay,
yeah.
That's
really
this guy.
No, because I heard something on your thing, and I'm like, I never.
You heard that word before?
But I'm like, but if it's
because that's not down, because that's not like so gravity.
We're not a snow globe.
Think of there's a point. So the planet is 24,900 miles around. In the middle of the core, that is the point at which all gravitational force points in towards that point. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Just like it is with the sun, where the sun pulls us in towards the center of gravity of the sun. So it's just there's no down. For them down would be up. They're just wherever the gravitational well is pointing towards the center of mass of the planet. That's what happens. That's why there is a planet, because of gravity. There would be no planet.
Oh my god.
You heard it here first.
Why
True skipped that day in school.
Why does the moon not crash into us or go flying off somewhere? Because of gravity. It's got enough angular momentum or lateral momentum to stay in orbit. That's why it's there. But if there was no gravity, it would just go float off somewhere. What is keeping the moon here? Why do the satellites go around the planet?
Why is it full moon and half moon?
Why? Because the moon is the full moon. The moon is facing the sun. The side of the sun is directly behind you. When you see a half moon like this, what you're seeing is the sun is over here, and it's on the side of the bright side of the moon and the dark side of the moon that just has no sun. You should imagine at any point
It's still there. You're just only seeing it.
You imagine at any point during the day, half of the moon is going to be lit by the sun, and the other half isn't, unless there's an eclipse. And eclipses only happen rarely because the moon travels 5 degrees north or south of the ecliptic. It has to be directly on the ecliptic, and at midnight. During a normal full moon, that's when you have an eclipse, and eclipses all happen the same time. Like you can calculate them a million years out.
Man, I'm envisioning him teaching all this knowledge to a room full of strippers.
That's what we say. That's what we say on the podcast. Well, I try to make people simplify things for the stripper who just got off work at the Rhino. That's what I say. Yes. I say that all the time on the podcast. Because I feel like everyone, if they had enough interest, could learn almost anything. You could spend 20 hours and legitimately learn how to be like some level of accounting, some level of coding. You can learn. There's so many skills that people can learn right now for free online. The main ones I tell for people who want to make money right now and they don't have a degree is copywriting, high ticket sales, closing, learning how to code, and then learning how to affiliate marketing. Those things you can do from your home, man. You can live in Mexico City as long as you have an internet access. You can live in Phuket, Thailand, and you can do all these things and make millions of dollars. There's no excuse, and that's what I try to tell people. But if you believing that the Earth is flat is keeping you from doing that. If you believe the Earth is flat, it's fine.
But if
you believe the Earth is flat, is literally debilitating you from going to the gym. Do you not see my problem? That's the fucking problem. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. It's like if you watch porn and you enjoy porn, that's fine. If you watch so much porn that you can't do anything else, then there's the problem. Remember what I said? Social media producer, not social media consumer. That's the reason why I have such a problem. I don't really have that big of a problem if people want to believe in conspiracy theories. That's fine. My problem is now every time when I meet these conspiracy theorists, there's always yeah, man, I just lost my job because you lost your job because you went to work drunk. You don't show up on time. You're taking mushrooms while you're driving a bus full of kids. That's why you lost your job. Stop saying it's not because of the reptile people below Antarctica. It's because That's why you lost your job. So like, why are you doing this? And it's just it's so aggravating. And because I want the best for people, not just for men. I want the best for people in general to level up. And it's very difficult. We have another saying in Men of Action: we don't listen to rule number 1. We don't listen to the words. And what we mean is we only pay attention to people's actions. You'll find very frequently people will say things to you, and you'll hear that they're saying it because they want you to believe it. They're lying to themselves. I'm sure you have homegirls that are like, I'm never going back to this motherfucker.
All the time.
I'm going to quit smoking. I'm not doing drugs. No, this week I'm not doing this.
Just text me.
Yeah, just and then
I'm done stripping.
You know, they'll go on a date with a great guy. I'm never talking to my ex, and then they're around some dude who bores them, and they're immediately fucking their toxic ex. But the reason why they said this to you though is because they need for them to believe it, and they need for you to believe it. But it's not true. I don't ever pay attention to the words. I only pay attention to people's actions. And when you do that, one thing we do we have the saying inside of MOA and outside of MOA. Inside of MOA, we're in a laboratory. I will not lie, cheat, or steal, nor will I tolerate anyone amongst us who does. Integrity first, service before self, excellence in all we do. Those are Air Force credos, but I use them in Men of Action. So inside of MOA, if we say words, those words mean something. Outside of MOA, we know that somebody can talk. I got a Netflix special coming up. I got $1 million deal coming up. Come over to this place, lend me this money, do this thing with me, whatever. I don't believe in shit till shit happens, like Bernie Mac says. And so that's the thing. I teach people to be discerning and skeptical. Not so much that they're pessimistic, but when you do that, man, that is the way. Trust but verify, like President Reagan said. Trust but verify. That's just the way I try to tell people to be. I recognize that everyone outside of my program is not accountable for their words. Everyone in my program has to be accountable, or we kick you out. That's the way it works. Does that make sense? Oh. I'm not like most self-help guys. Like Tony Robbins would never do this. If somebody's a snitch, we kick you out. I've had dudes do this. They say like snitch. One guy was talking to
like, wait, what do they snitch on?
One guy was talking. One guy was talking to a girl and screenshot the stuff in my Discord server and snitched on it to the girl. I was like, bro, you got to go. I'm not having to snitch in my program. This is not going to happen. I mean, that's for your safety, not for mine. I have no interest in having snitches. There's a bunch of stuff. Now we've gotten to the point where people are trying to steal my videos. They're trying to steal my program. And I'm like, it's actually flattering, you know, that people are actually trying to they buy the program and then they try to cancel it 30 days and they'll try to screen cap the entire my program is 114 modules. It's 1,100 hours long with the Q&As, and they try to steal as much as they can and they try to sell it online for free. And I'm like, you know, good luck with that. You know, but
wait, what do you sell it for free?
Sell it for free. Give it $300. Not for free.
Oh, you're just saying, just trying to, undercut you.
Undercut me.
Yeah.
Undercut me. I had one person that were trying to sell their own product by giving my product away for free as like an incentive or whatever. It was crazy. But like honestly, like that means it works if that's what's happening.
Oh, if there's that confidence in it, for sure.
I want to get into like the women that you work with, and I know you do a lot of the competitions, and I've seen you have OnlyFans girls.
Yeah.
Do you also have porn girls? Like, how do you feel about women in OnlyFans? Or
I love it.
Hey, would Domo Monster here make your squad? Would she make your squad of?
Absolutely yes. Absolutely yes. So one of the things is for the pageants I host, everyone can come. So I'm hosting Swimsuit USA's World Championship. I leave on Saturday to go to Mexico for a week, and I'm one of the hosts for it. That is a very PG thing. No tattoos, no OF, nothing like that. I go to Paradise Challenge. That's a whole different ballgame. Paradise Challenge, you know, Black Tape Project. Have you ever seen them where they dress the girls up in electrical tape?
Oh, yeah.
So Black Tape Project, I'm also the host for that. That is not, there's about half the girls do some kind of OF, something. Most of the girls do OF.
Is that out here?
No, it's in Jamaica.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So the thing for me is, as far as like the squad, there's no squad. It's just like we do events. Like at my birthday party, I'd say there were probably, of the 40 girls that showed up, 8 of them had master's degrees, and another like 4 of them probably did guy girl OF, and then 2 of them did porn, and then 4 of them were like, you know, cocktail serve. Like it's all over the spectrum. I have one of them, she like a professional athlete, a couple of personal trainers. There's no, to me, women are women, guys are guys. If you're interesting to me and you have something to contribute, I really don't give a shit what you do for a living. As far as my girlfriend, that's a different conversation.
Yeah. Well, no, I was saying because I've seen, you know, and like I said, here's the timeline of just what I seen and kind of doing what you were doing. When I got out here in 05. It went through the Armani guy, Armani, whatever. Not a good guy, but I saw him doing that, rounding up the girls, whatever. And then I seen the Sancho guy do this, and then I seen like a Noah Auspitz do this. But then the difference is, what I was telling her is, I said, I've seen all these people do this and what they're doing and whatever. And I go, but with this guy, I'm like, these girls are on a whole different level, and there's a difference. Like they genuinely seem like they're happy to be there. Versus you look at these girls and they just look like they're fucking rattled
with another 65-year-old.
What I would say as a woman watching it, because obviously I see, these groups of guys that have these girls, there's usually a lot of club rats or, girls that are really sloppy. The women I see that you're with, they're very mature. They look very like women.
We don't really drink. Like that's another thing. Like drink it. Like
that's
Me
huge.
and my so CJ Sparks, my three closest female friends are Kaylin Franco. She runs Legend Model and Talent. Kindly Myers, she's this huge model out in Nashville, Tennessee, and CJ Sparks. She's the host of Inside OnlyFans podcast, and she's a former Playmate. The three of them, I would do anything for. I will be at their weddings. I will, hopefully I will hold their children someday. I will be at their, baby showers. I care about them deeply. A lot of guys in the seduction community are like, how can you have friends that are females? I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, if you had any idea what it was like to go approach a girl with Kindly Myers, the girl doesn't put up a shield. She's like, oh my God, you're with Kindly fucking Myers. Like it's incredible. Like try going out like arm in arm with Lindsay Palas and walking up to a girl. The girl's like, well, here's my number. What do you want to go out sometime? Like it's crazy what happens. That's what pre-selection is. But because I would do anything for them and because I treat them like my best guy friend, I say, hey, what's up, motherfucker? And when I see Kindly Myers, this multi-time Playmate, you know what I'm saying? Girl next door, like huge 2 million followers. I'm like, hey, what's up, motherfucker? It's exactly the same. When I sit there and I played outside linebacker for my football team, I'd be like, ready, break. When I'm surrounded by a bunch of bikini models and we're about to go on stage for the $130,000 Playboy bikini competition, it's ready, break. It's exactly the same. And I feel like for a lot of women, and men, by the way, that camaraderie, I think our species was evolved to inculcate teamwork into our lives. I think the greatest joy that you can have as a man is accomplishing a goal with a group of other people. It's winning the Super Bowl. It's winning an NBA championship. It's building a business, right? And then taking your friends who you hired in that business, taking them out of poverty to where their grandkids are never going to have to work again. Like that, to me, is the greatest feeling ever. It's to play pickup basketball with your friends and to win a game. That is to me, it's an accomplishment of that networking, that friendship. That's what Men of Action is based on, is the idea of iron sharpens iron and the idea of networking, that humans were built to network with one another. And so I think that whole part is like definitely lost on a lot of people. So I bring that also when I talk to women, and shockingly, they want the same thing. I feel like I don't know if you were ever in a football locker room, but it's fun as shit. we talk shit to each other, and then I try to bring girls into that lifestyle, and they're like, "Yeah, I fucking like this. I like the fact that you're not treating like it's not because I have boobs. Like we're just one of the dudes. You understand?
It's because we get our ass kissed. Like, oh my God, you're so beautiful. Oh, like, oh, I love your hair. And it's like, humanize me.
Yes.
Like just talk to me like a person.
By the way, so you saw with Isabella James when I interviewed her, and if you go watch Monica Holt, which is Swedish Bella, and if you watch CJ Sparks, if you watch Chloe Ture, if you watch any of them, my job is to humanize them. Because again, no disrespect, because he's one of my favorite content creators, Adam 22 and No Jumper. Adam 22 and No Jumper does porn. He's going to ask about.
I don't like Adam 22.
Okay, wait. He's great. Adam 22, he does porn. He's going to talk. Oh, what was that big dick like? And 5 guys at one time. I'm not going to ask those questions because Adam will ask those questions. That's his job. That's his shtick.
Why do you think he switched? I mean, the only issue I had with him is obviously he was involved in all hip hop, but to me he reminded me of the nerdy guy who got a bunch of tattoos, but inside he's still that same. I can tell he's a very intelligent guy.
Yeah, he is.
But then he kind of shifted out of this hip hop scene over into this. Now I'm a porn guy. I
think he does both. I mean, just like I do.
No,
I do
both.
I have adult actresses on my podcast about evolutionary psychology. You can do both. I mean, I don't think that's a big. I still, by the way, I'm still a quantitative analyst at a hedge fund right now. I still have that job.
Yeah.
So you can do both. I think for him, it was a situation where like, what can he talk about forever? Right? Do you guys watch Fresh and Fit? You ever see Fresh and Fit podcast? Probably it's the biggest. It's the biggest one on YouTube. It's the biggest. It's like the two guys in Miami, Fresh and Fit, Myron and Walt, and then they usually have like 6 or 7 girls on there, and they get into these discussions and they get into heated arguments. You know what I'm talking about? And they pack the girls in. Those guys are about to cross 1 million subscribers on YouTube. Okay, they're making Selena Powell for sure. For sure. I suck their dicks. I suck their dick. Really, Selena?
She just got out of prison.
Yeah, okay. But the thing, but like, didn't you love it though? I don't want to date Selena Powell, but fuck, man, that shit is so.
She's entertaining.
It's so entertaining. It's not weird.
And he actually gave that Adam 22 did give her the opportunity.
Did you see what happened?
Yeah.
Did you see what happened? So what happened is they took that show that Selena Powell had and they just completely tore down black men. All they did was destroy, just humiliate. Remember the Odell Beckham Jr.
Oh yes.
And they canceled the show. It's like, if all you're going to do on this show is just denigrate African American men, I can't give you the show.
Right.
See, I didn't really realize it. I mean, I knew they were
exactly why they canceled
I didn't know it was just against African American.
The point I was trying to make is Adam has his, like, I can't. One of my favorite podcasters is Andrew Huberman. He's a professor of neurobiology at Stanford. I love his podcast. I can't do what he does. I do not have a PhD in neurobiology. I know a lot about it, but not as much as him. And Dr. David Buss, I love to have him on my podcast to talk about evolutionary psychology. I think I have the only evolutionary psychology podcast in the world. I think so. Because Dr. Gad Saad at Concordia, he has a podcast, but it's not about evolutionary psychology. My podcast, always at the end, we go back to Evo Psych. So everybody has a niche. You'll notice where Joe Rogan has a lot of MMA fighters and he has a lot of SEALs, like former military members. Yeah. I have some military members, but he when was the last IG model or OF model that he's had on his podcast? Nobody.
Yeah.
I feel like, but like the thing is, like, they count too, right? Or am I wrong? They actually matter too, right?
Yes.
Okay, so and then when you watch Adam 22, why is he so popular? Because Joe Rogan wasn't interviewing any of them, right? There was this huge niche that Joe Rogan missed that Adam 22 got. Does that make sense?
Yes.
And then the other part was, I have that, and then I also have like certain types of people on that have their own businesses, or like I feel like a lot of times when I watch Joe Rogan, it's people that are very interesting to Joe Rogan, who I have. I mean, obviously he's the Godfather, man. He's the greatest podcaster who's ever lived. But these are things that are interesting to him. So what's interesting to me? Basketball players, football players, sports bettors, girls who they're really pretty women, psychologists. I have one of my friends. She's a marriage therapist and she's an FHN model. These couples will walk into her office and the wife will be like, not her. And they'll walk the fuck out. It's so odd. She's so beautiful. And that's what happens, right? On Friday or Saturday, I'm interviewing 4 guys from Thunder from Down Under.
Oh yeah, those are my homies.
But it's not what you think. What I'm asking them is like, what is it like for you? What is your perspective? Having women objectify you like women are often objectified, and what is your perspective when you see women frequently willing to like cheat on their boyfriend or cheat on their husbands or boyfriends to be with you for one night simply because of your physical attractiveness? I've never heard anyone ask a male stripper this before, and yet that I see it all the time.
Well, I've asked that to female strippers because I'm like,
yeah, but it's completely different because men and women cheat for completely different reasons.
And what are those?
So there's great. Again, this is the fourth.
I think I heard you say something.
4,000th time I've said this. But this is one of the greatest statistical surveys I've ever heard. And the idea is when men and women were surveyed on why they cheated, when men cheat, they report the same satisfaction in the marriage when they cheat or when they don't cheat. When women cheat, they report 80% lower. 80% of the time they report lower satisfaction. When men cheat, it is not to end the relationship. When women cheat, it is to end the relationship 80% of the time. When women cheat, like when men cheat, they're reordering the roster. When women cheat, they're looking for a new head coach. That's the difference. Women do not take cheating lightly. Even girls who the thing is, I have several friends who do porn. They are not an average guy who I know who's a male stripper or a VIP host here is still a million times sluttier than the sluttiest porn star I've ever met in my life. Ever. Like girls I know that do porn and did like 6-7 dudes at once still are like, not you. Like they'll still be like, nah, you're not hot enough. Like they'll be like, you kind of creep me out. I'm not going to work with you. Dudes are not like that. Like I know VIP hosts 500-600 girls. I know most porn stars I know have not even been with, they like work with the same 6 dudes, or OF. They've worked with one guy the whole time. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. Maybe 20 dudes or whatever. They've been in there for a long time. But the thing is, like you say a girl does porn and she's been with 100 male porn actors. I know so many dudes who've been with 500-600 girls. It's not even even girls who do porn do not compare.
Well, that's why when you said one girl would go over and do it, that's why I said. So like if you as a male went and did one scene, now that makes you a porn star
for sure.
So it's like now is everybody a porn star?
Unless your face isn't in it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stunt cock doesn't count.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
You're just a human dildo.
That's what I'm saying.
There was a reason he specified that.
Yeah, ain't no reason for me.
Yeah. No, but I mean that's something that I wondered because talking to so many strippers, just like these Thunder Down Under guys, it's like that's what they see guys constantly coming out and cheating on their wife. So I feel like they get this shield. Of
For sure. So Nara Ford talked to me about that. But the problem is, we all know as men, all the gentlemen who are in there, there's 5 of us in here, 6 of us. If you believe a man can love his wife and kids fully and totally and have sex with other women and it not affect his relationship, do you believe that's possible? None of you guys think?
I do.
Yeah,
I think so.
She does. You think that a guy could not have sex with another woman and still love his wife?
And love, I think and love, yeah.
So you agree?
Yeah.
So you agree?
I agree.
You understand what I'm saying? Like, there's what I'm saying is, as men, we can completely compartmentalize. Men do not need comfort. If a woman would have sex in a cardboard box, a man wouldn't buy a house. Okay, we don't need comfort. If a girl is fine enough and you're single, you will have sex with her in the most compromising, ridiculous. Especially if you're young and you're in college, you will have sex with the most weirdest. Women need comfort. That's the difference. There's a difference. So now we understand that. That's why it's so much different for me to hear these male strippers talk about women cheating. That is way more interesting to me. I know why men cheat. I understand. The reason why I don't cheat. But I look at women because my testosterone's over 800. That's why my total test. I understand why men cheat. We have 17 times as much testosterone as women. I get that.
Why do most men cheat? But a lot of times I see them doing it with somebody that's not even close to as hot as the girl.
So great.
Oh,
The term's called hypergamy. Hypergamy. If you guys want to look it up, look up the hypergamy scale. You will find what it'll be a blue pyramid and a pink pyramid. The pink pyramid's for women. The blue pyramid's for men. You will see on the blue pyramid, men always go the same or lower. Women always go the same or higher. Hypergamy literally means women marrying up. Hypergamy to Rollo Tomasi means women trying to get the best man she can get. To me, it means the best man she can't get. This is why women will have the highest status boyfriend they can and still go fuck Drake, because she can't get to Drake. She knows she can't, or she's gonna at least give it a shot. Like if hypergamy, here we go. If hypergamy didn't exist, then there wouldn't be all these women trying. Dude, I see women throw themselves at Bilzerian and get nothing. Like they don't get on his social media. They don't get any money for it. They don't give a shit, and they still want to sleep with him desperately. I see that happen all the time. So,
why is that though? Why
it's human evolution. That's why. Because what happens is, and you'll see what dating apps, right? 10% of the top 10% of men on dating apps are getting 63% of the right swipes. The top 20% of men on dating apps are getting like 83% of the right swipes. Women find 80% of women on dating apps unattractive. 80%. The way men are stratified again. So why do I want to interview male strippers? Because they're in that 1%. I want to know what it's like for them. For in every case, for them, you understand, most women are not attracted to men just because of their physical attractiveness. Some are. I know that. I'm sure you have some homegirls that like tattoos, 6-pack abs, 6'5". I'll fuck him no matter what. Sometimes girls are like that. I know some girls are like, I don't care what he looks like, but he's rich. I know some girls are in. So there's a great book about this by Sidney Meston and David Buss called Why Women Have Sex. 237 reasons why women have sex. There's like 4 reasons why guys have sex. 237 reasons why women have sex. So the thing that I found is like having all these female friends that I've been talking to over the years. I know like CJ Sparks 100%. When she says she doesn't care about a guy's look, she is not kidding. Dudes are shorter than her, but they're loaded. They buy her gifts. If you buy her gifts, that is the key to her heart. Then I have another friend of mine. She's got her own medical practice. She's very, very fucking smart. She's past the age of 35, but she looks like she's 22, and she's dating a male stripper who's 25, who's 10 years younger than her, who's like probably the best looking dude I've ever seen in my life. And like, I don't know if he can put 2 words together, but that's all she's about. And when she broke up with him, it's another dude who looks like that. That's what she's in. She's into physical attractiveness. She is somewhere on the spectrum. She's only into physical attractiveness. Generally what women want is like a guy not super tall, but taller than her, funny, has some sort of like charisma, has alignments with other men, and has enough money to where we can go, you can make your car payment. We have a place to sleep, and we can go on vacation like 1 week a year. It's not too much, but like there's some women. I have one of my homegirls. She's stunning. She makes so much money on OnlyFans. And I went out with her the other night, and she was like, "Hey, can you take me to this club?" I was like, "Yeah, I can get girls on stage at any club in Vegas." And I take her on stage, and I just see her. She's tricking, and I'm like, "Girl, you make $200,000 a month on OF. Why are you tricking? This makes no sense to me. You're a multi-time playmate. What are you doing?" And she loves the fast pace of it. She loves the quick money. And I'm like, this is fucking madness. But here's the reason why. Because that's what she's attracted to. Women are attracted to very different things. I'm sure you have homegirls. You're like, why are you talking to that dude? What the fuck? But that doesn't happen to us, does it? No, not usually. No. If I said, was Margot Robbie fine in Wolf of Wall Street? was
I
how
fuck her.
about Selma Hayek in Dusk Till Dawn? You remember that shit?
Yeah.
As men, we don't look at Selma Hayek and be like, "Ooh, I can't believe you think that's girl." Even like if like let's say a guy didn't like Asian girls, he would still look at a pretty Asian girl and be like, "Well, yeah, she's pretty. I can still tell she's pretty." As men, we kind of like we understand. I want you to consider this, right? How long does it take for you to tell a girl's fine, or even you? How long does it take for you to tell a girl's fine?
2 seconds.
It's not even 2 seconds. If you were to do the math, it's not even 2. It's not even 2/10 of a second. You can tell a girl's fine. You look at hip to waist ratio, facial symmetry. There's actually science behind it. It's a 0.72 hip to waist ratio. It's facial symmetry, and it has to do with like signs of youth. You can tell a woman's that attractive that quickly. Like if I were to show you a car at 100 meters, you wouldn't be able to tell what car it was in 2 seconds. You understand what I'm saying? Like, or a gun, you'd have to look at it and be like, oh, what kind of gun is that? If I were to sit there and be like, is that a pierogi or is that what kind of sandwich? You can't tell with any of these other things. What brand of television is that? Well, I'm not sure. Oh, it's a TLC. You can't. Well, with a woman in 0.2 seconds, I can tell that she's fine. What does that mean? Anything that is pervasive amongst Homo sapiens must exist in evolution. There must have been a natural selection, or there must have been selection pressure for us as men to be able to tell women are fine like that. Because if we didn't, we were wrong. We would end up breeding with the wrong person. Does that make sense? Yes. So if you understand that there is something in Homo sapien males that allows them to be able to tell that women are attractive that quickly, shouldn't there be something in females also? There is. There's those pyramids I showed you, hypergamy, except theirs doesn't take 2 seconds. They can tell if a guy's physically attractive in 0.2 seconds, but they can't tell if he can dance, if he's going to be cruel to her, if he's going to cheat. Does he have money, or is that a fake Paddock? Uh-oh. Does he have the Forex trader with the rented Lambo and the fake watch? You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Is he terrible in bed? Is he good in bed? Is he the Tinder swindler? The Tinder swindler.
Dude, Tinder swindler.
The LA swindler, there's the LA swindler. The LA swindler, dude, he ended up hooking up with one of my homegirls who is a perfect 10. This girl is phenomenally beautiful. And I remember, we don't live in the same city. I've never asked her out.
LA swindler?
LA, yeah, look up the LA swindler. There's another dude named LA swindler. But my whole point was when I watch this, this guy is short and swarmy, and he convinced her, he bombed her to the point where this girl who 99% of my guy friends would marry on the spot, he got to sleep with her, and he was a liar. And you just sit there and you realize, man, women have all these cues that they look for. Whereas men, we're not fooled. If you're fine, you're fine. We're not going to be fooled by it. You know what I'm saying? If a girl came up to me and was like, hey, I should win your bikini competitions because I was in all these magazine covers. And I'm like, well, that's what the judges say. It's not, Mike Tyson didn't talk about beating the shit out of Trevor Burbick. He went and did it. You know what I'm saying? So it's this kind of situation where you're sitting there, and for a woman, she has so many things you just don't know. That's why women want to wait and men don't. It's because we got all the info we needed. She was fine. She right.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
And that happens in a lot of women in my industry, and it's not just porn or OnlyFans, but even strippers. So we get the guy, right? The guy's loving us. Oh my God, my
I already know where this is going.
A stripper. She's a little sexy thing.
I need you to quit, girl.
And then, yeah, exactly. Well, then the honeymoon phase is over, and it's okay, I'm going into work. Oh, then a fight happens for no reason. What is that? And even the women, when we go into work, or if we're going to the strip club. We're not going to the strip club thinking oh, I'm going to find my husband.
For sure.
We go in oh, I'm about to get my bag.
Yes.
And that's that.
Yeah. But so a couple of things I think lean into it. So one of the things is jealousy is not immaturity. Jealousy is an evolutionary adaptation. So 50,000 years ago, if you weren't jealous and other guys were going in the cave where your girl was, you didn't know if the baby was yours. We didn't have tests for genetics. We didn't, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We had no idea. So men were literally physically blocking their partners from other men. That's why men were competitive. That's where you get the whole jealousy adaptation from. Now we don't need to do that anymore, right? We have paternity tests now. We don't need to do that. But our brain doesn't know that. Our brain is still evolved for 50,000. That's one of the things of evolutionary studies. Our brain was evolved for 50,000 years ago. As soon as humans became the apex predator on the planet, evolution basically stopped for Homo sapiens because there's no evolutionary pressure to do anything else. So now at this situation, the guy is sitting there and maybe he's picked up a stripper before. I know on more than occasions I've gone to a strip club and a girl has left with me. So if I know that's the case, and I did so because I was able to be funny or show a certain amount of status or show whatever, and she was to leave with me, and now my girl is constantly exposed to that every day. that makes it difficult for me to just believe that my true love and my soul, she's my destiny, and we're just going to stay together forever. No, I'm just telling you, like, one of the issues is this, right? I know several girls who've moved to Vegas without their husbands, and they get jobs working at like as bottle servers, and every one of them gets a divorce. I've never seen one not get a divorce. And the reason why they get a divorce, and it's like women are not cognitively doing this, but like when you're around a lot of really high status dudes and you're dating a guy you don't see as high status, you're just going to start picking fights with him. It's just these weird things are going to, like these little things that you didn't notice are going to become annoying. Same thing with guys. When guys,
fake fights.
Yeah, these fake fights. I personally believe that women pick the fights because they're constantly trying to check and see whether or not their man is the alpha male they thought that they got into a relationship with. Because the worst thing in the world that can happen is for a woman to think she's with an alpha and she ends up dating a beta. Not today. Today it doesn't mean shit. 50,000 years ago, if you got pregnant by the wrong dude, you and your child die. 100%.
Yeah.
Because you're ostracized. You picked the wrong dude. You cheated on your boyfriend with this other dude who you thought was an alpha male. Turns out he wasn't an alpha male. Now he's left you with the baby. The baby doesn't look like the dad. Like your partner, you and the child are ostracized from the tribe. You die. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's the reason why women are way more picky about who they have sex with the first time than men are. That's the reason why. So now you see the same situation here where, you know, this guy is acting jealous because maybe he's seen just the same thing. Like have you been a dancer before?
I am a dancer.
Okay, so now you've seen how fucking low dudes will go.
Oh yeah.
Right, to cheat on their girl, and and by the way, they probably love their girl, and they're just it's hard to imagine. So you've seen that before. So it would be difficult for you if your man keeps going to a strip club to just believe, unless you're like bisexual and you guys bring women home, it would be difficult for you to just believe he's just going to go there and then nothing's going to happen. Or if he went there every day, it would be difficult. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's the same situation. It's not just that she's going to the strip club. It's that every day she's surrounded by men. Some of them are good looking. Some of them are rich, and they're constantly throwing money at her, and it just chips away. And while your relationship might be on solid ground, the problem is as soon as you fuck up, look at all these other options that she has. Because she's going to work with a bunch of dudes who are down to spend money on her. That's the reason why dudes get jealous. That honestly is the reason. Personally for me, I would hope, if I was in a relationship with a girl that, I make a good enough living where she would not have to do that. I'm not opposed to her doing it if that's what she wants to do. But the problem is there has to be, like, at some point, the relationship is our relationship. It's a boundary. Like, here's the thing I learned. When I go to Jamaica every year for Paradise Challenge. Go to Paradise Challenge. There's the prude side and the nude side. When you go on the nude side, nobody gives a fuck about the boundaries of your relationship. Your girl needs to make sure nobody touches her boobs, her vagina, or her butt. Your girl needs to make sure that happens, because nobody else is going to respect the boundaries of your relationship. Everyone's nude. You're going to be sitting there talking, having a good time, and some male stripper is going to run out there with his dick just rubbing it on your girl's hip. Like, I've seen it with my own eyes. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like, I've been sitting there with a girl on my lap, and some dude just walked by with a dick, like, rubs on my shoulder. Like, bitch, what are you doing? Like, why are you? This is ridiculous. I don't even fucking know you, bro. And you're just like, it's so crazy. I mean, it's like that, but it's not other people's job. If you date a girl who's a dancer, an atmosphere model, an Instagram model, whatever, it's not other dudes' jobs to not hit on your girl. It is you and your girl's job to put a physical boundary around your bodies. That's the thing.
Have you dated a porn star before?
No, not like casually dated. Yes. Where we were in a relationship and we put boundaries on the relationship, absolutely not. What it usually is because I generally date women who date women. A lot of times girls who do porn are way more open to the idea, or even aggressive about it, which is the type of girls that I like. And so because I don't ever have to lie, one of the things I never want to lie, I want to be like, do you think that, like, oh, do you think Sally's pretty? And I'll be like, yeah, I think Sally's pretty. And she's like, yeah, I think Sally's pretty too. Let's do it. Like that. Like that's all. That's what I want. Yeah. Do you understand? That's what I don't want. In my relationships, we generally have a rule: we don't have sex with other people unless we're both in the room together. Other women, unless we're both in the room together. I appreciate that. So because of that, I may casually date someone who does porn. As far as like taking them home to mom and introducing them to my boss at the hedge fund, that's hard. I can't really do that.
Why do men do that? They go, oh yeah, like I mean, I've been in situations where, whatever, we're having a great time and stuff. And then it's like, if it's getting so serious, they go, oh, I want you to meet my parents, but we got to work on this, on your porn stuff. We got to hide it. Yeah. And it's like, what the fuck? Like, I'm not ashamed. Why are you ashamed?
So because as men, one way for a man to lose status is for the idea that his girl runs out and embarrasses him and sleeps with somebody else. Does that make sense? You see rappers.
I always say that. I'm like, that's the biggest thing, what you said right there. It's like, I always say when you're going out, the hardest thing about cheating is if they do it, say, like in your circle.
Yes.
And everybody in your circle, they might have seen that. And it's the embarrassment of that more than the embarrassment of, even if it was somebody you didn't know.
I'm not hitting on you. You're really attractive. If you're really attractive and your boyfriend cheats on you, guess what? Tomorrow you're still really attractive. Our belief in your sexual market value, if you will, doesn't change because you got cheated on. If we get cheated on, we look like a fucking cuck. It is very different for us. That's why rappers do this to each other, man. I fucked your girl in some Gucci flip-flops. That wasn't an accident, bro. And then you saw Dan Bilzerian, he fucked from bodybuilder.com, he fucked that guy's girl, and then he took the picture of the Gucci flip-flops because he fucked his girl. That's what dudes do to each other as far as being competitive. Like, that's, by the way, 78%.
Like humiliate each other?
Yes, 78% of murders are what? Anybody want to guess? Men killing other men over women.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So that's the reason why it's very different. So you're sitting there saying this. So just imagine, I teach a program on male empowerment, right? Male and female empowerment. And in the program, I tell men, hey, listen, you got to level up. You have to put boundaries around your relationship with your girl. And now I'm dating a girl, and my guy friend's, let me check out her Instagram. Let me go to her OF. And then she's got, check out my free OF. And it's different penises in the different photos. Do you understand the problem? Like, how am I, as a man, it's going to be very difficult for other dudes to respect me or what I'm saying if I'm dating someone and that's going on. If it's a casual relationship, it's not a big deal.
Okay.
But if she would. My girlfriend is a position like a CEO is a position at a company. You have to apply for that position. If you apply for that position and you get that position, there's responsibilities that come with that because we are going to the moon. I'm going to help you build your empire. I mean, my last girlfriend, I probably got her 100,000 followers in like 5 or 6 months because I introduced her to a bunch of really big photographers. I wanted to build her empire, and I'm going to build my empire. And in order for us to do this stuff together, we have to understand there's certain rules. We can't embarrass each other. It's not that I can't embarrass her or she can't embarrass me. We can't embarrass each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have those boundaries, then guys other men don't really respect you. Does that make sense? So that's part of the reason why, right? Just imagine if there was a guy who really liked you and he was like, okay, I want to bring you home to my parents, and then auntie, whatever the fuck, goes to your OF and just sees you with random, just like, that penis doesn't look the same color as your man. What's going on? Wait, there's 2 penises in this one. What am I supposed to like? And then here's what happens. It's so embarrassing. Guess what auntie does? Takes your boyfriend off in the bathroom. Like, have you seen this? Have you seen what your girl is doing? And it's now a fucking thing.
But what about female empowerment?
No, I'm with female empowerment.
Yeah.
My point is.
I get it.
The same thing.
My point is, you're still like. My point is, I still think that if you make the decision that I want to be in a monogamous relationship with one dude, then you should say, these are the standards I have. I don't want you to be with other women. The problem is, here's where the problem comes from, because, by the way, as far as intersexual dynamics between men and women, there is no answer. I just want to make that absolutely clear. Anybody who tells you there's an answer, there is no fucking answer. If there was an answer, there wouldn't be Dr. Oz or Fresh and Fit. There wouldn't be Kevin Samuels. None of that shit would have existed. There is no fucking answer. We're all in a struggle, and we're just going to try to make it 80 years till we die. Okay? The point is, for you, if I were to ask you what kind of man you want, and it was like a top 1% of men, as we go up the income scale or go up the height scale, there are actual statistics on the likelihood of that person cheating in a marriage. Do you think those statistics go up, or do you think they go down as the guy approaches $540,000 a year and he's 6'6"? Do you think they go up, or do you think they go? What do you think? They go dramatically up, exponentially up. In fact, if a guy, there's a great book called The Intelligence Paradox by Satoshi Kanazawa. Men with higher IQs are more likely to cheat. It's crazy what happens as you get closer and closer to these apex men or these top 10% of men. They're far, 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 far more likely to cheat, and so that becomes problematic. Does that make sense?